morning, I'm James Gruber and welcome to the Morning Report for Wednesday the 17th of June. Well, optimism around an Iran peace deal continues to ricochet through markets. Oil tanked another 5% overnight. Meanwhile, US stocks were mixed, with the Dow touching another record high, while the other major indices fell. Investors funneled money into economically sensitive sectors like financials that will benefit from an end to the war. And then there's SpaceX, which soared another 5%. It was up as much as 18% during the day and overtook Amazon and Microsoft in market value. The oddity is that SpaceX isn't part of any index just yet, though that's likely to change very soon. As for what's in store for the Aussie market, the ASX is poised to open slightly lower, with index futures down 0.3%. As for the ASX 200 yesterday, it closed flat at 8,918. The index erased early losses after the RBA kept its cash rate steady at 4.35%. In a statement, the RBA said inflation was still too high and it would do whatever necessary to bring it down, including increasing the cash rate target further if required. Today, the ASX is expected to see further falls in energy shares after oil prices dropped again, and tech stocks may come under pressure after the fall on the Nasdaq. To commodity markets, the global oil prices fell to a 3-month low on Tuesday as traders hoped the US and Iran would agree to end the war and allow oil to flow through the Strait of Hormuz. Brent crude futures settled more than 5% lower at $78.96 a barrel. Base metal prices were steady on Tuesday. Copper futures rose 0.1%, while aluminium futures declined 0.1%, hitting 2.5-month lows as supply concerns eased. Gold futures were largely flat, rising 0.1% to $4,354 an ounce. Meantime, iron ore futures were little changed, down 0.3% to $101.66 a tonne. Let's now look at currencies. The Aussie dollar was last trading a little lower, with one Australian dollar buying 70.64 US cents. Let's now get a wrap up of what's happened overseas with markets. The Dow Jones Index finished up 0.6%, the S&P 500 dropped 0.6%, and the Nasdaq lost 1.2%. A closer look at the trading day there. The Nasdaq Composite and S&P 500 finished lower on Tuesday, under pressure from technology stocks, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average marked its second straight record close. After rallying sharply on Monday on optimism about a US-Iran peace deal, investors in the S&P 500 and Nasdaq took a breather, even as oil prices fell to their lowest level since early March. Shares of SpaceX rallied, as mentioned, but paired early gains, finishing 5% higher. For much of the session, the rocket and AI company's market value was above that of Amazon, and it briefly surpassed Microsoft's value. Investors rotated into economically sensitive sectors and sold richly valued technology stocks during the session, with chip stocks falling sharply. Of the 11 S&P 500 major sectors, financials were the best performing sector. Shares of JP Morgan Chase climbed 3.6%, while Bank of America added 1.7%. Among other movers, Yum Brands rose 2% after the fast food chain said it would sell its Pizza Hut chain for $2.7 billion. Meantime, US government bond yields were lower on Tuesday following conflicting economic data. US import prices rose 1.9% in May, above forecasts. There are also signs of some weakness in the US economy, with housing starts plummeting more than 15% in May, the largest decline since March 2024. The US 10-year Treasury yield fell 3 points to 4.44%, while the US 2-year Treasury yield slipped 1 point to 4.05%. To the European markets now, the continent-wide FTSE Euro First 300 index ended up 0.3%, and the UK FTSE 100 advanced 0.6%. Europe edged higher, extending the previous session's rally, sparked by a preliminary agreement between the US and Iran that could end their war. Sectors that are expected to fare better during times of economic certainty did well. Industrial goods and services advanced 1.1%, while banks led broader gains with a 1.7% jump. Among corporate updates, UniCredit gained 4.2% after it rejected the Italian lender's offer to buy Commerzbank shares. Concerns also resurfaced that tech companies were increasingly relying on debt funding, which has sparked sell-offs globally several times since last year. ST Microelectronics fell more than 4% after announcing plans to issue convertible bonds worth $1.5 billion. Let's now take a look at what's on the watch list. In Australia, the Melbourne Institute Leading Index is out, and RBA Assistant Governor Brad Jones speaks at a bank conference in Melbourne. In the US, the Federal Reserve will make a decision on interest rates, with the market expecting them to remain on hold. And that's it for today. For further developments on the local trading session, please tune into the CommSec Market Update podcast this afternoon, and of course, the Market Close video. Have a great day.